You want to do your people make games topic?
So this was something that someone sent to Linus, and Linus didn't really know what was going on with it, so he asked me to take a look. And I am subscribed to People Make Games. I like them as a channel. They, obviously, TechLonger is kind of a similar thing I'm trying to do, where I want to do this type of deep dive investigation. But they made this video. They posted about a week ago, just over a week ago, and they're finding that Valve's underage gambling problem. Do you remember that from like 2015, 2016?
Absolutely, yeah.
It's basically as bad as it ever was. I mean, I don't want to say that because we don't have like exact numbers, but it's still a huge thing. I mean, here, I'll start reading the stuff, I guess. A recent investigation by YouTube gaming journalist People Make Games has uncovered the fact that the CSGO skin gambling industry is continuing to get minors hooked on gambling despite the issue dominating headlines back in 2016. I'm just going to bring up their video here just so you can see it, okay? Real quick, and then you can go watch it because it's 36 minutes long. It's a great video.
I'll check it out.
And now to go back to the thing. Remember, so streamers Tom Syndicate Castle and Trevor T. Martin back in 2016 received multiple civil lawsuits for promoting the gambling site CSGOLotto.com during their streams without disclosing that they were the site's owners. They rigged the site so they could win top-tier loot while streaming to their millions of followers, many of which were children. And similar cases happened with other streamers. Valve eventually threatened skin gambling websites with legal action unless they closed down. And Twitch warned streamers not to stream those websites, which I thought was interesting because they didn't do it because of like the moral reason or like and because it's bad for minors, but because doing so would be breaking the terms of service of third parties, which is against Twitch's own terms of service. And there was a whole... Were you around? Did you pay attention to the recent thing where Twitch banned unregulated gambling, but not actual gambling is still like totally fine on Twitch? Which is like, you can have a position on that. I'm not saying that like there should never, I don't want to go hard on that, but it was just interesting that it seems like everyone's just kind of trying to pass the buck here. So then, all these points are from People Make Games video, just so you know. If you want more information, definitely watch it. In 2017, Syndicate / T. Martin got their lawsuits dismissed, and this is an interesting point. Their lawyer made the argument that using the site was basically just like using McDonald's Monopoly, or like playing Monopoly at McDonald's, where you can get a free lotto ticket if you ask. So is that a Canadian thing? I was asking somebody the other day. Is McDonald's Monopoly just in Canada? But they have promotions. I mean, regardless,
there's American McDonald's Monopoly.
Okay,
100%.
All right, sure. Yeah. So you go to McDonald's, you can only obtain tickets to play the game, which is essentially gambling, more or less, by buying McDonald's products. And the way they get around it being quote unquote gambling, I guess, is because you can actually go up to the counter and say, I don't want to buy anything, but I want to play. And they'll give you like 2 tickets or whatever, and you can rip them. So you're not...
I didn't know you could do that, but that makes sense.
Yeah, because you don't have to put money down. You could, like, it's a game, and if you buy products, you'll get more tickets, but you could just get tickets by not paying money. So that was like legal... It was related to that argument, which is the way that they got the lawsuits dismissed, which is kind of crazy. So most people kind of forgot about this whole issue and thought the issue had been resolved. I certainly did. I thought that like, oh yeah, the whole skin gambling thing, that was way back. They figured that out. But People Make Games points out that skin gambling sites are still thriving. Sites like CSGO Roll, CSGO Empire, CSGO Fast, CSGO Polygon, and more. They have millions of users each. So their video has a sobering section playing excerpts from a lot of interviews with players who said they got into it at like 13 and 14 years old. They bet and lost hundreds of dollars on skin betting, and many describe the experience as a key reason for their gambling addiction. So I think that's really where, if you're coming into this and you're like, it's just a game, like, it's not that big of a deal. Yes, if you have the, mental capability and emotional maturity to understand what you're doing and and how you're getting into it, right? But for 13 and 14-year-olds and whatever, they don't like it's setting up these habits and then they stay. Like they describe these people describe having modern day, they have issues with it now because they got so into it back then, and then like it forms these dopamine pathways.
Someone pointed out, sorry, just before we keep going, apparently the US used to have Monopoly, but it was rigged by the promo runners. They haven't had it in years. That's the only reason why I knew they had it, because I watched this whole mini documentary on how the FBI was involved with McDonald's Monopoly because of all the corruption involved with it, which is so interesting. But,
and other people are pointing out that gambling is already in game, though. Like in CSGO, you can pay money, you get a loot box, you don't know what's in the box. You know, there's loot boxes. Like it's a common concept, but I mean, I guess I'm not familiar enough with the like long history of loot boxes in games to know whether CSGO was like one of the first games with that. Can you speak to that, Luke?
I
say no.
suspect there was probably, I don't know.
Yeah,
but I suspect there was probably some form of gambling before loot boxes.
Right. And
I know loot boxes was the first mainstream version.
Sure. And the accusation, one of the things they talk about in the video is the fact that when you open the loot box, it's like a little slot machine graphic, and there's all these skins and they all go and then slow down, and you're like, get the feeling that, oh my gosh, I was so close to that high-end one. Oh, I got to do it again. I was so close that time. But really, the result is decided before you open the box.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's basically where things are at. These sites are thriving. They're being used by children and adults, which is whatever. But the question they ask is, why doesn't Valve do anything about this? PMG's case is essentially that, like they're saying that it's Valve's job to stop this, since it's their collectible system on Steam that allows people to say, all right, you can earn some of these things through the game, but a lot of people are just going and buying them and then using that, you know, they're taking the skin to the skin betting site and gambling with that. Analysts told People Make Games that it's obvious how Valve profits from allowing skin gambling sites to thrive. Like casino chips, every skin is bought from the house. That's Valve. But the only way to cash out is to sell your skins to third-party sites, meaning Valve keeps every dime. In a casino, when you win a bunch of money, you take the chips back to the house and you're like, hey, okay, let's exchange this for money. So if you win a lot of stuff at a casino, the casino loses money, or I mean, whatever, in that they have to give you the money directly. If you win a bunch of valuable skins in skin gambling, Valve isn't losing money if you want to like cash those out, because you're going to go to a third-party site and they're going to pay you for the skins, thinking that they can take those skins and put those back into the ecosystem and get money from that. So Valve keeps all the money. So they have a incentive to keep these going. I'm not saying that they know this and that they're doing this on purpose, but it doesn't look great. If they completely shut down these sites tomorrow, analysts told People Make Games that the value of skins would tank. So that's all another reason for them not to do it. And the popularity of the sites keeps people using Valve's products. People still do like showing off the skins in game. So, you know, it's tough because there's a clear incentive for Valve to not do anything, but at the same time, it's like the last time that this kind of thing came to light, there was a huge backlash about it and made crazy headlines, and everyone was talking about it. So,
and like if people are like, the skins can't be worth that much. I've seen how much skins cost in games. Well, there is an AK-47 case hardened, pattern number 661. That apparently just sold for over 400 grand USD.
Wow.
One skin for one gun. And might I say, it looks ugly.
Worth it.
Because apparently there's 4 stickers on it.
It's not about how it looks, Luke. It's the prestige.
It is. This has got to be the prestige, because it is a butt ugly skin. It's like a fine skin, I guess. It looks
okay, well now wait,
normal,
does it have a name? Can I look it up?
4 stupid stickers on it. Just look up $400,000 CSGO AK. You'll find it.
400K CSGO AK. Dexerto.
Being sold by the Danish collector
That's it.
Bucks
Is that
plus
it? Are we
bums?
looking at it
Yeah,
here?
that's
The
it.
blue.
All the stickers are on it. It looks stupid.
I mean, I think it's kind of cute.
Oh man, I don't know.
I don't. I'm
get
just
it
kidding.
from
I don't
a-
understand.
I get it from an exclusive. Well, I don't get it at all. But I guess the value in it is the exclusivity. Because if I remember correctly, I think someone said it's like stat tracked. I don't remember. It's also in like the like new or whatever their naming is for as good condition as it can be in. It's in a really rare pattern. And then the 4 stickers, I believe, are rare or something. But like, man, wow. I don't know.
Wait,
can't
how do
imagine.
this one? Cam only. Wait, you can do that, can't you, Dan? You're trusting me with the potential reveal of sensitive information when you have control too?
Yeah,
I'm the dumb tech news man. You can't give me control. This is a huge mistake.
but you're Linus now.
I'm Linus now. Yeah, a lot of people are still confused about why I'm here and not Linus.
I don't touch your buttons.
Quick update, Linus had to go to an event. He's a high-flying billionaire doing cool things like Bruce Wayne all the time, so you can't stick around. You know? He's going to see Luke. Yeah, I already covered the slot machine thing. So the discussion question I had for this was, gaming started as a young person's game, but is now enjoyed by all ages. Whose responsibility is it to protect kids from gambling? Is it Valve? Is it their parents? Is it the government? Like, who should we really be looking at here and being like, you're at fault? Like, obviously Valve should do something about it. Obviously Valve, it would be nice if they did, but one of the points that they make in the video that I didn't really cover in this one is how Valve kind of takes sort of a hands-off approach with a lot of things when it comes to moderation. Like, we had that whole thing.
You totally do.
In I forget how long ago that was now, but originally they didn't have any, or they did have like porn games on Steam, and then they were like, they banned them, and then they're like, oh, okay, just kidding, they're back a year later or something. Do you remember anything about that?
Yeah, I don't remember all the details exactly, but I do remember that was a thing that happened. I think that's how tags came into existence, right?
Oh, well, there you go.
People could tag something as like not safe for work, essentially, and then you could, by default, that tag is not shown to you. I think that's came around at the same time. I could be wrong though.
People are pointing out that there is porn on Steam now, yes, but like that was a recent development because they were for a while there. They were like, it seemed like they honestly flip-flopped a bunch of times because they were like, do we want to have heavy moderation? Should this be like for a family-friendly type of situation? Or do we just kind of, is it just like a games platform and anyone can put what they want on there within reason, you know?
I think the main thing that they did was basically make it so that unless you're looking for it, you shouldn't find it.
Right. And I think they
like, by
largely
default
succeeded.
accomplish that. Yeah. Because unless you tell Steam, like, I want to see these.
Hello?
He has to
Unless
yell.
you tell Steam,
you tell that bird to
that
shut
you-
the hell up.
I just whistle at them.
Wait, where's
because
this? Where
they
I have a
find it
swear
very
bleep.
distracting.
I won't use it. I won't risk it.
Yeah, don't.
Linus
swear
is
my
good at it,
words.
but I'm gonna screw it up, and then I'll get our whole channel
It's
demonetized.
sketchy. Yeah, it's scary.
How
The way
dare
that I
you?
talk
Scary to
normally,
How
the
dare
way
you.
the way I talk off camera, we're in trouble.
I do. If you ever played Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, I do the whistles that he does in that game to my birds.
Oh, so you muted yourself.
And they find it distracting because it sounds like a bird chirp, so it's distracting. So they're like, "Huh?" And it'll often throw
Pirates?
them off of what they're currently doing.
You should
yeah.
yell at
Yeah,
them like, yeah, like.
The yelling at them will accomplish just like nothing because they like loud noises. So if I yell at them, they'll be like, "Yeah, let's party!" Yeah, they're not gonna like interpret it as anger.
Okay, so to come back to the topic, I guess, and obviously, you know, people have pointed out in the chat, like, oh, you know, if parents are letting their kids have access to funds and stuff, then, you know, that's like, you know, no one's to blame or whatever.
the case.
And it's like, you know, not everyone's parents are great people, you know, like sometimes or they're busy or they don't know, and you know, like this is a huge reason why this is such an issue, is because parents kind of, you know about movie ratings and, you know, other things like that are designed to protect children from experiences that they're not ready for. And games is still, like, even after so many years, games is still kind of like a black box to a lot of parents. And, no matter what generation they're from, obviously things are progressing there, but it's still like, a lot of kids, or a lot of parents they just don't know. So you can't say, oh, it's up to the parents to do it, because someone think of the children, etc. You know what I mean?
I do think I would like to see more regulation from government about things like loot boxes in games. I think promoting gambling to a format that, as much as you are saying it is definitely an all ages thing now, is definitely targeted straight in the kids' direction.
Right.
With a lot of games.
I mean,
and then promoting gambling through the form of loot boxes with those games. And a form of gambling that ropes you in, right? Because you're always going to get like at least one for free. And I think a lot of those games will rig that first one that you get for free, so you win something kind of cool, and then you want to do it more, right?
Yeah. And they also oh, go ahead.
I'm just saying, like, I just think it's and I would like to see it not be.
What did you say there? What was that? See?
I don't know.
Now I just want to know
special.
Which one of the forbidden words?
BS.
Avada Kedavra. I was going to say something else about it, but I forgot. At the end of the video, it's a great video. You should definitely go watch it. They talk to the video game attorney guy. Actually, I forget what his name is, but I think he's on YouTube as video game attorney. And he was talking about how some platforms, I don't think he wanted to say specifically whether it was Valve or not. So I don't know if it's Valve. I think he was trying to refer to other platforms that have these kind of mechanics, and how they will manipulate drops so that if they've detected through data collection that you're someone who's more likely to spend money, they will limit the amount of things that you can earn in game, because they know that you're going to pay for the good stuff. But if you are someone who won't pay, who is less likely to pay, they'll give you better stuff. Which is just...
That's so rough.
Which is crazy. So again, I'm not saying that a specific platform does that, but this guy was indicating that at least some platforms that he knows of through does this, and he knows this by talking to the people involved in that. So it's a crazy time out there, and I think I agree that we need some sort of, like, I think that some jurisdictions, I think the UK had some sort of legislation about loot boxes being officially gambling. I'm not sure where that's at in North America, but it's kind of crazy that this video hasn't gotten more traction, given how huge the issue was back in 2016. It was like dominating headlines. I remember I was making NetLinked daily at that time at NCIX, and we talked about it a lot at that time.
It was a big deal. Yeah.
And this time, these guys put out this video, and honestly, I saw it pop up, and I was like, okay, yeah. Because I thought the issue, I didn't watch it initially until Linus was like, oh, this might be something for WAN Show. And then I watched it. Because I thought it was over. I thought this was just going to be like a little update. I'm like, there's still people trading skins. But I didn't realize.
Yeah, I'm going to watch it, because I haven't watched it yet, but I love the People Make Games channel. So
they're fantastic.
To watch it. But people might just be tired of this topic and more busy watching the world burn in various ways.
Indeed.